Okay, hopefully I've got the angles all set up. Now you need a spacer disc for this, and we'll just mix this around like this a little bit. Time for the camera to, and then we just sort of basically pour it on. Hopefully it's level, and we just fill up all these spots, you know. And it should go under the spacer disc, and we'll just let it sink in and settle in. And while that's happening, we'll get our newspaper stuff there. Hopefully it's still warm and doesn't where's my little spoon gone? Oh yeah. In the distance here you can probably see we just spoon it in. We get a good spoon's worth sort of, and go around here, and any excess moisture goes through the sand, so it settles down pretty quickly. I basically use a bucket. I take like 3 handfuls of these pellets, which is about 600 mils basically, you know, cubic centimeters, and then just add in a jug's worth of water, and any excess water that comes out goes through the sand pretty quickly. And so on and so forth. Yeah, just fill in any little gaps along the way. Yeah, trying to keep it sort of up to the same sort of level and height, really. And that's the other one, basically. So you're just trying to keep everything the same, basically, you know. Your 500 mils of this, 500 mils of that. As you can say, these buckets are graduated, so, you know, they've got markings on the side, so, you know, in litre markings, so you just go up half a litre, basically, which is 500 mils. And yeah, so on and so forth. But the rule was from the double flush, you just needed enough to cover the surface, basically. That's all you really needed. And we found that even the newspaper cellulose would work, though it would take a little bit longer to get going. Charcoal would work, but that would take about 6 months to get going. And like that. Yeah, it's just some neighbours go parking out. You can hear that in the background there. Just some neighbours taking their dog for a walk. And so on and so forth. And basically you can probably just put the last bit of it there and just smooth it out there with you. If it's not too hot, of course, make sure it's not straight off the boil, because you can burn you. Scald yourself. Yeah, the little shopper hoers. Those little dark colour girls have certainly got a lot to answer for. Every time I do something like that, I always use their sort of colloquial accent. Scald ourselves. It's always whenever they use ourselves, you know. Okay, well that's about it. Now, we could actually just pour some on this, actually, because you don't need much on the top. You know, oops, oh, it's sticking, so we will have to wipe that off. Yeah. And cover up some more. So there are problems with these new things, so I'll just get my little stick and we'll see if we can just cover that up with a bit more, and we'll see if we can move on to the other one. I mean, normally I'll do maybe I'll just make a separate one. Yeah, where's our spacer disc gone again? And you just keep doing this until it use up the jar, basically. That's what I do. So hopefully this formula will be a little bit different. It will hopefully perturb the cyanophytes so they won't grow, and instead of they growing or trying to grow, we might have moss starting to grow on the surface. And then once moss starts to grow, basically if you get moss growing on a surface, it's pretty good for CPs. And have you noticed that cyanophytes liverworts seem to grow on moss or with moss, as we saw with that little Vikia plant the other day. It almost seems like they've got an association with one another. So yeah, just sinking the old Bismarks here and there across the top. Am I actually in shot there? Probably not. Anyway, sinking the old Bismarks here and there. Okay, I'll probably make up another one for that and just do it myself. But basically, yeah, I'll just use. It's the same formulas. I can just show you basically how it looks as it goes across the top. It just goes a bit like that. So yeah, and I'll do a full jar for that. And yeah, just enough to show you. It's the identical same formula as in here. The only difference being is we've got newspaper cellulose in there, which is pretty raggy, got a lot of cotton in there. And this one's got urea formaldehyde. You never know. We might find that this will grow the moss and that doesn't grow the moss. I don't know, but we'll see. See how we go. And see how it changes colour over time, sort of thing. So, yep, over and out. See ya on the next one.